Page 8. All the stars are shining. That's what the piece is called, I guess. We're using the notes that we've been using, but now we're going to use both hands. Not at the same time, but nevertheless, we got both hands going on here. At the top of the page, they're also introducing you to the F and the P. These are musical symbols that are used in music, and you'll need to know these from now on forever and ever. See, one of the problems we have in learning music is that all these little things I'm teaching you about the notes and all this stuff, you got to know from now on. It's not like a test where you're studying for the test, and once the test is over, you can forget it and go on. No, here you got to remember all this stuff. So let's talk F and P. We generally use, most of the time, not always, most of the time we use Italian words. That way, people who are reading the music, no matter what language they speak or what country they're from, they can all read the music and understand it. So most of the time we just use Italian words because Italy played a big part in music development over the years, and that's how it's happened. Doesn't work that way all the time because some composers will use German words or French words or English words. They use their own, but that makes it harder for others who don't know that language to read what they're trying to say. So if you just stick with the Italian words, we're safe. F is an abbreviation for the Italian word forte. Forte means loud. P is the Italian word for the word piano. Piano means soft. The piano we play, that used to be called a forte piano. You can still call it that, but most people just say piano. Forte piano, it means an instrument with the ability to play loud and soft. Because before the piano forte came along, they had, harpsichords and things, and you couldn't play loud and soft. Those, you just played the notes. But with piano, now you can control how loud or soft you want to play. So you're going to see F and P in the music, and it simply tells you how loud to play. Now let's look at the music here at the bottom, these notes at the bottom. I have a set system or a set routine, a plan of attack when I go to learn a new piece of music. A series of steps that I go through to learn a new piece of music. You'll have your own. Everybody has their own. Your teacher has their own. It's a personal thing. But since these are my videos, I'm going to use mine. And you can adjust it as you see fit. So there's a series of steps, and I'll introduce these steps to you as we need them, because there's several of them. Here, the first thing I always do is I like to look the piece over just generally and get an idea of how long it is, because some pieces could be 25, 30 pages long. I just want an idea how long it is. This piece is 1 line long. Okay, that's all I need to know, just a general idea. Then I kind of look in and what is in it. Well, I see here quarter notes. Remember the solid circle with the stem? That's a quarter note. And half notes, the empty circle with a stem, are half notes. And then we got another note at the very end, was just an empty circle, no stem. That's called a whole note. So let's talk whole, half, and quarter. If you have a whole something, an entire thing, a complete thing is called a whole. And you take it and you cut it in half, you get 2 halves. So a whole note is the same as 2 half notes, counting wise. So if a half note gets 2 counts, a whole note gets 4. Or I could say if a whole note gets 4 counts, then a half note gets 2 counts, because it's half of that. Well, if you have a half of something and split it, cut it in half, then you get a quarter. You see, we keep dividing in 2. And quarter notes. So a half note is the same as 2 quarter notes. Or I could say a whole note is the same as 4 quarter notes. Get the idea? Tells us how long to hold the notes down in relation to each other. And we have all that here. Well, on top of that, in case you ain't confused enough, look at the end of the line and you see a thin and thick bar line with 2 dots. The thin and thick bar line by itself, without the dots, is called the end of piece symbol. It means it's the end, the piece ends there. It's a symbol telling you where the piece ends. When they add the dots, that turns it into a repeat sign. And that may not be at the end of the piece. A repeat sign can be anywhere. It could also be at the end of a piece, but generally it's anywhere. The 2 dots tells you it's a repeat sign. It simply means, for now, Go back to the beginning and play the whole mess again. I'll adjust that meaning later. Right now, for us, a repeat sign means go back and play it again. So we're going to play this line twice. Okay. I've looked at the symbol. I got an idea what's in it. I see the repeat sign. Now I'm interested in the notes. The first thing I want to do is I want to get the notes. And we're starting, they tell you here, just right hand is on 3 and the left hand is on 2. Here. Now which of these you're looking, I'm just going in front of me. I'm just being comfortable here. This is fine. We're going to play these. That's where the hand goes. And you read the finger numbers. That's where we want. So it starts at the beginning in the right hand. RH means right hand. It's 4, 3, 2. And then the left hand is a 2, 3, 3, like that. And then 4, 3, 2, and then a 2, 3. Okay? Once I know sort of what the notes are, I want to get the counting. I'm going to give each quarter note a beat, a count. I'm going to give the half notes 2 counts. I'm going to give the whole note 4 counts. So it's like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you repeat. And when you repeat, keep the beat steady at whatever speed you choose. Speed comes later. Right now, I'm just trying to get the notes and the rhythm. Then I add the dynamics. Dynamics is louds and softs. How loud or soft? How much weight are you using? Soft is going to be very light. Very light. Loud is going to be heavy. Let the wrist collapse a little bit. Don't tense up and start, See, the key goes down faster and you're heavier for the loud. So you look here at the beginning of this under the words, because you can sing this if you want to. You sing it, I ain't singing it, but you can sing it. But the F and P, that's what I'm after. The F-P. They have on repeat. You don't need on repeat is not part of the music. That's just something they've added in there to help you. F-P is what you're after. F means forte or loud. P means piano or soft. It means the first time you play it loud. Then when you repeat it and you play it the second time, you play it soft. So I'm heavy the first time. And then when I repeat it, I'm soft. Now, how loud and soft I am, whatever, it's a personal thing. You decide. Now, I want to do a thing called a play with me. I do this in a lot of my videos where I play the music and you play along with me to make sure you have the notes and rhythms correct. You learn it first and then you play, because the starting point in the video where the play with me is in the description. I always give a starting point so you can come back later when you've learned the music and you can do the play with me to check to make sure you have the right notes and rhythms. You see, if you have a teacher, they'll tell you if you get the notes and rhythms wrong. But if you're by yourself, you don't have a teacher, how do you know? So play it along with me and you can see, hopefully you can hear whether you're playing the same note I am at the same time I am or not. And you get that way. But before I do that, I want to talk a little bit about page 9 because this thing looks ugly over here. Not actually going to go through this and play it, but I just want to get an idea. In piano, we can play more than one note at a time. I play a lot of notes at a time. I can just go nuts playing notes. You got notes all over everywhere, and you got 10 fingers, and sometimes a finger will play more than one note. 2 notes. You can play a lot of notes at the same time. Well, in music, when it does that, the notes are lined up this way. But if the notes are next to each other, they can't line them up this way because they would overlap. There isn't room. So they have to offset them just a little bit. So you see these notes. Look at the first one, the left hand. Here you have 2 notes. So we're going to use these same keys. So what they're telling you is to play those notes at the same time. They're half notes. 1, 2, 1, 2. Never mind what it sounds like. Just do it. And then 3 notes at a time. And we're going to play all these at the same time. 2. You're just lowering the whole hand down, and those fingers are, the weight goes on those fingers. That's all it is. And that's all they're doing over there. You got these. Yeah, that's all that it's for. They want you there at the bottom to play all 5 notes at the same time. Well, Good luck with that. Let's go back over to page 8. I want to do the play with me thing. I want to play this thing at the bottom of the page, and you play along with me to make sure you have the same notes that I have at the same time. Now, I'm not going to do the louds and softs because we're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms. So I'm going to give us 4 counts. I'm going to go 1, 2, ready, go. And then we're going to do it. We're going to do it twice. So put your hands where they go. And here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, repeat. 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.